Welcome everybody to look at one or two box sets that Radiance Films have released for November, and it is Radical Japan, Cinema and State, 9 films by Nagisa Oshima. So yeah, 9 films easily puts this as the most amount of films that Radiance Films have released in any single release. Although, to be fair, 7 of these films are the feature films, and 1 is a documentary and 1 is a short film. But still, even at 7 films, that is still 4 more than the usual box sets, which usually only have about 3. You look at the Dia Gothic ones or the World Noir box sets, and they've only ever come with 3. So yeah, 9 films or 7, regardless, is still a massive leap in terms of amount of films in one release. So yeah, really like the artwork with this release. Not sure what film this is from because I have not seen any of these films before. But it is a really solid hard box as per usual from Radiance Films. They do not disappoint on that front, and then it has the list of films there on the back with their year of release, title in English, title in Japanese, and then the order that they are in as well. So yeah, let's take a quick look at them as a result. So yeah, all of the films have their own disc, although the documentary and the short film are shared on a disc because they are, at the end of the day, not fully fledged films, being less than an hour each. But yeah, we have the first film, The Catch, from 1961. So I believe this is about a black prisoner of war during World War II that is captured by a Japanese village, and they're basically waiting to see what they can do with him or are allowed to do with him. So yeah, that's all I know about it. But still, looks like an interesting effort. I am surprised overall that this is rated an 18, by the way. So not sure how violent it is going to get. And yeah, on that disc we have the short film, I believe. Yeah, it's called Young Bogey's Diary. It's from 1965 and it clocks in at 25 minutes long. So that is on one of the discs. I'm not sure which, it might be The Catch. And then from 1968, we have Death by Hanging. So that's about a hanging that basically goes wrong and it throws the whole judicial service into disarray. That's all I really know about it. So yeah, that should be an interesting effort regardless. And then from 1969, we have Diary of a Shinjuku Thief. So let me just find, where's it go? I'm always losing things with these videos, I swear. There it is. So yeah, this is a about a strikingly captures Tokyo's 1960s counterculture. So obviously counterculture was a big thing in the 1960s, and I think that went somewhat into the 70s as well. And this is that kind of Japanese version of that. So if you think of, like, Easy Rider and such like that, it might be in that kind of vein. So yeah, there is a third film on really rather different kind of paper. These sleeves compared to previous ones, it's a lot thicker and quite smooth, which is not this usual kind of paper that they use for these releases. It could well be because it is such a costly release. It is nearly £80, 79.99 if you want to be precise. So that could be why. And yeah, moving on to the fourth main effort, and yeah, we'll have to pull that one out, I think. Oh no, we got it the wrong way around. I do apologise. All fingers on thumb today. So yeah, fourth main effort, Boy. So this is from 1969, and yeah, this is about it paints a vivid portrait of a family surviving through scams. Sounds interesting. So yeah, and then on the second disc we have The Man Who Left His Will on Film. So yeah, this is rated an 18. This one, so looking forward to seeing why. But again, on really rather nice thick paper compared to the to previous releases that we've had. So this one is this was Oshima's reaction to the protest movement, which again was a prominent thing like counterculture was in the 60s. So yeah, that is actually from 1970, The Man Who Left His Will on Film. And then from 1971 we have The Ceremony. And from 1972 we have Dear Summer Sister, which we'll get out now. So yeah, I will be reviewing all of these films individually. When it comes to the short film and the documentary, I'll review those with based on whichever disc they are on. So therefore, if say the documentary's on the Dear Summer Sister disc, then I'll review it alongside the film that I'm reviewing at the same time. So yeah, there's that one. So yeah, that's yeah, I'm really pleased by the physical quality of this. Obviously, the hard boxes have been nothing new from Radiance Films, but yeah, the sleeves themselves being on a lot thicker, nicer feeling paper is a really, really different kind of thing that they've been doing lately. As a result, look, I can't technically show you the feeling of the paper or anything like that by looking at a previous release, but yeah, they definitely do feel a lot different. And then we have a 150 plus book with this release as well, so proper hard, so that's pretty good. And then yeah, inside got your cast and your crew for each individual film. I haven't, by the way, seen any other directorial efforts from Nagisa Oshima before, so going in and completely blind. But even so, watching these 9 films will comfortably put him into towards my top 5 directors of the year so far, and yeah, we'll put him well ahead of plenty of other directors overall. So yeah, in terms of the book, we've got a casting crew for each film. Then we've got an introduction to Nagisa Oshima from 2024 by Epstein Bale. Then we've got About Death by Hanging from 1968 by Nagisa Oshima. Then an interview with Nagisa Oshima from 1969 by Max Tessier. Then we've got Notes on Boy, also by Oshima from 1969. How to Die in the 70s from 1970 by Oshima. Then we've got an interview with Nagisa Oshima from 1974, sorry, by Ruth McCormick. Then we've got Forms and Feelings Under the Rising Sun, also from 1974 by Jan Dawson. Then we've got an interview with Hiroshima from 1980 by Peter Lehman. Then we've got a campaigner in the world of the absurd, interview with Nagisa Oshima from 1985 by Shinko Suga. Then Urban Legends Tokyo Rising 2001 by Donald Ritchie. In the Realm of Oshima from 2009 by Alexander Jacobi. And then we've got Spatial Radicalization and Politics of the Visual in Oshima's 1960s Cinema from 2025 by Ria Amit, and then transfer notes and credits for each film as well, I believe, or probably overall, because I imagine they've done a lot of work on each film and probably the same kind of work as well. So let's take a look. Yeah, it breaks it down per film or joins them up if they've got the same kind of thing going for them. So, A Diary of a Shinjuku Thief and the Ceremony was scanned in 4K at Imagica in Tokyo, Japan by Radiance Films. Boy was scanned in 4K by the Criterion Collection and supplied to Radiance Films. Each film was restored at Filmfinity London. Grading was carried out by Stephen C. Horn. So, yeah, I believe the Criterion Collection release is probably an American one that we haven't yet had over here in the UK. But either way, I haven't heard of it before. Death by Hanging was also scanned in 4K resolution and restored by the Criterion Collection. The Man Who Left His Will on Film was scanned in 4K from the original negative and restored by Oshima Productions in collaboration with Radiance Films and Carlotta Films. And finally, The Catch and Dear Summer Sister were transferred in high definition by Oshima Productions and supplied to Radiance Films as digital files via Carlotta Films. So they're the only two that haven't had a 4K restoration by the looks of things. So yeah, but they're all on Blu-ray. There are no 4K discs here, regardless. So yeah, that's cool. And in terms of the documentary, The 100 Years of Japanese Cinema from 1995, which clocks in at 52 minutes, I think it is. That's been provided courtesy of the British Film Institute. Don't think it says where the short film was released from, or was brought from. No, it doesn't seem to be. No. I imagine they'll just come across that in some form or another. But regardless, yeah, really rather nice thick booklet, and yeah, really is going to add to this release overall, which is obviously quite a bulky release. But then again, it is a quite an expensive one. Like I said, nearly £80. But at the end of the day, you are getting 7 main feature films, and in total, with the documentary and the short film included, that comes to 805 minutes total. So not a short amount of time there. In fact, it's £80, 805 minutes. We can get 10 minutes a pound basically there. And yeah, they are in black and white and colour, the mixture of the films. They're also a mixture of aspect ratios as well, 239:1, 133:1, and 185:1, and they are all apparently in mono audio as well. So, yeah, 1961 to 1995 overall. So, yeah, 34 years of film there from one director. So, yeah, we're going to be really interesting to go through these. I will go through them in order. I always prefer to do so when it comes to a box set. I know some people like to skip ahead to a certain film or whatever, but I like to go in order. I think that, especially when it comes to a single director, gives you a chance to see the director grow as a director, and yeah, see how their films evolve in terms of, you know, mood, atmosphere, and such and such. So yeah, really looking forward to this. So if you have seen any of these films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them. I know there are 9 of them, so there's potential that some people have seen these before. But like I said, I haven't, so going into this completely blind. But there will be a review for each of the individual 7 main feature films, and then I'll review the documentary and the short film with whichever corresponding film they are attached to on the disc. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.